I've been hairdressing for now 45 years. I started when I was 15 and I'm 62 now. I never set out to be a hairdresser. I actually wanted to be an artist. I loved painting. Unfortunately, I got bullied at school and I decided at the tender age of 15 in those days I could leave school. And my dad was a barber and he said, "What are you going to do, son?" I said, "I don't know, I'll get a job in a factory like my mates." He said, "Well, why don't you come in the salon and try hairdressing?" And I thought, well, I'll do it for a while. I went in there and within 3 months I was actually cutting people's hair. I remember when I was getting my MBE at the Queen and she said a few words to me. One of the things she said was, "I understand you do some rather strange hairstyles." And I said, "Well, Your Majesty, I tried to do new ideas, which at a glance, at first, it may seem a little bit different because people can't accept new things right away. It takes time to filter through or dilute down. But I always tried to be original. I think the most iconic look was the wedge haircut, which I did in 1974 when I was working for Vidal Sassoon. But having said that, I think the most popular look that I've created was scrunch drying, because almost every woman on this earth has scrunched their hair up, and that really probably was the most popular hairstyle that I created. I invented the scrunch when I was at John Frieda's. I had a lady come to me having her hair cut, and the technique that John used to use was to finger dry the hair, just by the heat of your hands to dry the hair. And one day I was quite backed up, and this lady had really thick, porous hair, and I just said to her, "Can I speed this process up?" And she said, "Okay." So I just got a handful of hair, put the hairdryer in, held it until it was cool, shook it, and it just came out like I could have stood there for a month finger drying and I wouldn't have got the volume that I'd got by using that process, and that's how it started. In the last 15 years, I've won 42 different hairdressing awards. 4 of those were British Hairdresser of the Year, which no one else has achieved. But the biggest accolade was getting an MBE from the Queen. I never thought when I started hairdressing as a barber, charging 10 pence for a haircut, that I would ever be standing in front of the Queen receiving an award. Sometimes in life you have your goals, but to surpass your goals is something that I never dreamt a little boy from Scotland would ever do.